Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. I'm Doug Gross, Chair of New York Creates, and I'd like to welcome everybody to today's board meeting. First, it's my pleasure to welcome George Gamba as a new member of the board of New York Creates. George has an extensive background in microelectronics and semiconductors and has held numerous engineering, managerial, and executive positions at ASML, Global Foundries, and IBM. So we're very delighted to have him join the board. Welcome, George.
Thanks, Doug. It's a pleasure to be part of this organization. So look forward to the engagement.
Thanks. I'll now do a roll call of the directors participating in today's meeting. Michael Abbott.
Present.
Michael Cadigan.
Here.
Dr. Andrea Goldsmith.
Here.
George Gamba.
Here.
Dr. Mengling Shao.
Present.
Yasminka Husik.
Present.
Joan McDonald. And Kristen Proud.
Present.
Thank you. I'll also like to recognize the advisory representatives designee, Ian Rosenblum, who's the designee of the Chancellor of the State University of New York. And in addition, I'd like to recognize the member representatives, Ryan Farrell, representing the Research Foundation of the State University of New York, and Dr. Andrew Russell, who is representing the SUNY Poly Foundation. I'd also like to recognize the officers who are participating in the meeting today. David Anderson, Paul Kelly, Rebecca Borden, Scott Bateman, Timothy Taylor, and Patricia Buckland. I would also like everybody to mute their computers if they're not speaking to minimize the background noise. And also, please identify yourself when you're speaking and making a motion. For voting, we're going to call out each director's name for the vote so we can accurately record the vote. So let's get going. First, I'll ask if anybody has any conflict with respect to the items on today's agenda. If so, please make an appropriate disclosure on the record now and recuse yourself from any discussion or vote with regard to this item. All right, hearing none, we'll move to approval of the minutes. I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of the New York Creates board meeting of December 16th, 2025.
So moved. It's Kristen.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Andrea. Are there any corrections, any comments? Hearing any, I'll ask each director for their vote. Michael Abbott.
Aye.
Michael Cadigan.
Aye.
Dr. Andrea Goldsmith.
Aye.
George Gamba.
Aye.
Dr. Mengling Shao.
Aye.
Yasminka Husik.
Aye.
Joan McDonald.
I'll abstain. I was not present at the meeting.
Okay. And Kristen Proud.
Aye.
And I'd like my vote recorded as in the affirmative as well. So the ayes have it and the motion is adopted. Next order of business is New York Creates resolution number 54, which is the appointment of a chief compliance officer. I'll ask for a motion to consider and approve the appointment of a chief compliance officer.
Is Mike
So moved. Oh, sorry, Mike.
This is Joan, so moved.
All right. Thank you. And a second?
Mike. I
Thank you,
second.
Mike. All right. The bylaws of New York Creates, Fuller Road Management Corporation, and Fort Schuyler Management Corporation authorize the board of directors to appoint officers of the corporations and to fix a salary based upon the recommendation of the audit committee. In addition, the bylaws of FRMC and FFMC provide that the officers of the member, New York Creates, shall serve as ex officio as the officers of the corporation in the same manner that such individuals hold with a member. The corporation seek to appoint a chief compliance officer and found a candidate with an excellent experience for the position. Jacqueline Gorsuch is the candidate. Ms. Gorsuch is a graduate of Albany Law School with a JD degree and an LLM in cybersecurity and data privacy. She has served for 10 years in private practice, specializing in compliance, privacy, and cybersecurity. She's managed cybersecurity incidents, coordinated incident response teams, and worked with numerous compliance matters involving a broad range of regulatory frameworks, performed enterprise risk assessments, and developed governance frameworks and processes to ensure compliance goals are met. Given Ms. Gorsuch's expertise and experience in cybersecurity and compliance-related matters and the interconnectedness of these areas, the corporation seeks to have Jacqueline Gorsuch appointed to serve as the Chief Compliance Officer and to have the determination and establishment of the compensation for the Chief Compliance Officer delegated to the Audit Committee. So the requested action here is to approve New York Creates Resolution number 54. Are there any discussions, any comments? Other than it's about time. So I'll ask each director for their vote in the motion. Michael Abbott,
Aye.
Michael Cadigan,
Aye, and I agree with your comment. It's about time. So important to the mission.
yeah, it's been a while. Dr. Andrea Goldsmith,
Aye.
George Gamba,
Aye.
Dr. Mengling Shao,
Aye.
Yasminka Husik,
Aye.
Joan McDonald,
Aye.
Kristen Proud.
Aye, and I also echo your comments, Doug. Thank you.
Thank you. And as the chair, I have my vote as the affirmative as well. So the ayes have it, and the motion is heavily adopted. So thank you. So next order of business is New York Creates Resolution number 55. It's the appointment to the Finance Committee. I'll ask for now a motion to consider and approve the appointments to the Finance Committee and to reconstitute the Finance Committee and the Audit Committees. So I'll ask
So
for a
moved, it's
motion.
Kristen.
Thank you, Kristen. A second?
A second by Mengling Shao.
Thank you, Mengling. Pursuant to New York Creates Resolution number 1 dated December 18th, 2019, New York Creates established and constituted a Finance Committee. Under the bylaws of FRMC and FFMC, each director of New York Creates serving on a committee of New York Creates shall be deemed to have been appointed as a committee member of the corresponding committee of FRMC and FMC. The newest member of the board, George Gamba, as we said, brings tremendous expertise to the board, having served for decades in executive positions in the semiconductor and microelectronics industries. And New York Creates seeks to appoint him to the Finance Committee. New York Creates also seeks to appoint Joan McDonald to the Finance Committee. Ms. McDonald brings many decades of experience in the state and county government positions. Moving her from the Audit Committee to the Finance Committee will bring her significant expertise to the work of the Finance Committee. So New York Creates seeks to reconstitute the Finance Committee and the Audit Committee with these two changes. So the action requested is to approve New York Creates Resolution number 55. Any discussion or comments? All right, hearing none, I'll ask for each director for their vote on the motion. Michael Abbott,
Aye.
Michael Cadigan,
Aye.
Dr. Andrea Goldsmith,
Aye.
George Gamba,
Aye.
Dr. Mengling Shao,
Aye.
Yasminka Husik,
Aye.
Joan McDonald,
Aye.
Kristen Proud.
Aye, and I'm thankful to have new members of the Finance Committee.
Great. And I'd like my vote in the affirmative recorded as well. So the ayes have it and the motion is adopted. So thank you. I'd like to now introduce Michael Abbott, Chair of the Audit Committee, and he'll present the Audit Committee report. Mike?
Thank you, Chair. You have before you several resolutions regarding the approval of our tax filings. I'd like to ask for a motion to consider and approve the tax filings.
So moved by Meng Xiao.
Thank you. Can I have a second, please? Thank you. By way of background, New York Creates, FRMC, and FSMC engaged KPMG to review their tax filings for the year ending on June 30th, 2025, pursuant to the authorization of the board at its meeting on October 28th, 2024. KPMG completed its review of the corporation's tax filing, and draft tax filings were provided to the board in advance of the meeting. The Audit Committee approved resolutions for New York Creates, FRMC, and FSMC as described in the memorandum provided to the board, including recommending that the board approve the same actions. So the requested action is approve resolutions for New York Creates, FRMC, and FSMC, approving the tax filings subject to and conditional upon the completion of the remaining administrative items, if any, to the satisfaction of the Chair of the Audit Committee. And 2, approving and authorizing the President, Treasurer, Chief Operating Officer, and Chief Financial Officer, each of them without the other, on behalf of the corporation, to execute, acknowledge, and deliver the aforesaid tax filings with such changes, variations, omissions, and insertions as the officer of the corporation signing the same shall approve, the execution thereof by such officer to constitute conclusive evidence of such approval, and to also to take such actions as are necessary or appropriate to implement and carry out the purposes and intent of the resolution, including without limitation the execution, acknowledgement, and delivery of other documents and agreements. Is there any discussion of the matter or the returns? Okay, hearing none, I will ask each director for their vote in the motion. Michael Cadigan,
I approved.
thank you. Dr. Andrea Goldsmith,
Approved.
George Gamba,
Approved?
Dr. Doug Gross,
Aye.
Dr. Meng Xiao,
Aye.
Jasminka Huzik,
Aye.
Joan McDonald,
Aye.
Kristen Proud,
Aye.
and I also vote in the affirmative. The ayes have it and the motion is adopted. Thank you. The next item on the agenda includes 3 resolutions regarding the engagement of an auditor for our 3 entities. I'd like to ask for a motion to consider and approve the engagement of an auditor.
This is a Doug motion. Made.
Thank you. A second, please.
I'll second it, Mike. It's Kristen.
Thank you, Kristen. By way of background, the bylaws of New York Creates, FRMC, and FSMC provide that the financial statements of the corporation shall be audited annually by a certified public accounting firm approved by the Board of Directors, following a competitive procurement conducted in accordance with the corporation's procurement policy guidelines. The corporations seek to engage KPMG to perform their audit and to review their tax filings for an initial term of 3 years with 2 additional 1-year renewals upon mutual agreement of the parties, beginning with the year ending June 30th, 2026, and for any audit-related projects as may be necessary, and enter into any associated contracts with KPMG for such services. KPMG completed a 3-year term of service and 2 1-year renewal terms ending on June 30th, 2025. The cost for each corporation for the audit services and tax services for fiscal year 26 remains the same as last year, except for an increase in FSMC tax filings. And there will be an increase between 2.8 and 3.1% for the audit and tax services for each corporation for fiscal year 27 and fiscal year 28. The Audit Committee approved the resolutions described in the memorandum provided to the board in advance of the meeting, including recommending that the board approve the same actions. So the requested action is approve New York Creates Resolution number 56, FRMC Resolution Number 213 and FSMC Resolution Number 226. Is there any discussion of the matter? Hearing none, I will ask each director for the vote on the motion. Michael Cadigan,
I appreciate the thorough discussion, the way you describe what needs to be done approved.
thank you. Dr. Andrea Goldsmith,
I approve. Again, also appreciate the thorough discussion and all the work behind it.
okay. Just, I guess, to compliment the staff, certainly did an extensive procurement process and vetted quite a bit. So staff deserves recognition, certainly. George Gamba,
Aye.
Dr. Douglas Gross,
Aye.
Dr. Meng-Ling Chow,
Aye.
Jasminka Huzik,
Aye.
Joan McDonald,
Aye.
Kristen Proud,
Aye.
and I also vote in the affirmative. The ayes have it and the motion is adopted. Thank you. Sir, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. At this point, I'll ask, is there any new business to be considered? Okay, hearing none. I'll also make note that for the record, the board received a report from the Finance Committee dated May 4th, 2026, regarding actions taken by the committee since December 11th of 2025, pursuant to the amended and restated acquisition, disposition, and lease of real property policy and guidelines. This report will be included in the board records as well. So at this point, I take the opportunity for any public comment. If there are comments, please introduce yourself and keep your comments to 2 minutes or less. Again, hearing none, we'll move on to the next order of business, which is the date for the next meeting, which will be determined, and once finalized, will be posted on the website at this time. So at this point, I'd ask, is there any further business from anyone to bring up? Hearing none, since there's no further business, I'd like to have a motion to adjourn.
So moved. It's
Second.
Kristen.
Thank you, Kristen. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 The meeting
Is this a
adjourned.
record? Is this a record for the shortest New York Creates meeting ever?
All right.
Anyway, wonderful, efficient meeting. Thanks, everyone. Look
Thank
forward
you
to
all.
seeing you at the
Thank
next
you.
meeting.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Have a good day. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye now.